Been fighting alongside Senator Cruz against both Dianne Feinstein and Barack Obama in their attempt to regulate guns across America. And earlier this week, I announced my next forthcoming lawsuit that will be waged because the United Nations has now passed a treaty trying to have international organizations weigh in to limit our Second Amendment rights. Well, the United Nations cannot be trusted with our Bill of Rights, and we will not give our authority to regulate our lives to some foreign international body.
And let me tell you, as dire as things look nationally, I am optimistic. What I want to do tonight is I want to share two things that I think we need to do to turn this country around and to take this country back. Number one, stand for principle. And number two, champion growth and opportunity. Let's talk about standing for principle. You know, the last month or so, something remarkable has been happening in Washington, D.C. Republicans have been standing up and standing together. You know, General Abbott mentioned when Eric Holder testified before the Judiciary Committee. That was the day of the Rand Paul filibuster, and I was proud to stand side by side with Rand. That morning began with Eric Holder in front of the Judiciary Committee, and I took the opportunity to ask him whether he believed the Constitution allows the United States government to use a drone to kill a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil if that individual doesn't pose an imminent threat. His response was, well, I don't think it would be appropriate. And I had to come back and I said, General Holder, it seems you have misunderstood my question. I am not asking about propriety. You are the chief legal officer for the United States of America. Does the Department of Justice have an opinion on whether the Constitution allows the U.S. government to use a drone to kill a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil if they don't pose an imminent threat? Yet again, his answer, I don't think it would be appropriate. Now, I don't know if this is just the standard liberal view that appropriate and constitutional are one and the same, but he looked at me utterly confused. What is this Constitution of which you speak? 3 times his answer was, I don't think it would be appropriate. And I have to say, he started to get a little indignant, as if his attitude was, don't you trust me? And you know, if I'd been asked that, I would have said no. We don't trust you, and we don't trust the next guy, or the next guy, or the next guy, whether he or she is Democrat or Republican. The Bill of Rights is all about, we don't trust you, and we protect our liberty no matter what.
Well, our freedom is being threatened on many different fronts. But there is no bigger threat to freedom than Barack Obama himself. And there is no bigger legal threat to Barack Obama's legal agenda than the great state of Texas. Now, we've had a long tradition at the Texas Attorney General's office in fighting for freedom. It was a tradition that was solidified by Ted Cruz when he joined me as my very first Solicitor General.
Some of you all may have noticed there's some Democrats in Washington that want to take our guns. If you want to sum up why we lost in 2012 in 2 words, it was 47%. But I think the narrative of the last election, the entire story the voters heard, was that the 47% of Americans who don't pay income tax, the many of whom are dependent on government, we don't have to worry about them. I got to tell you, Steve, I can't think of an idea that is more directly opposite to what we as conservatives believe than that idea right there. How much better would it be if Romney had said, you can build that? Because what Obama was saying is you can't build that. That's what we need to be as the party of growth and opportunity.
You know, we live in a time when to go along to get along just isn't good enough anymore in the United States Senate. And Ted Cruz is just the man for the job.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not give up on the freedom that is the foundation of this country. We will insist that our kids and grandkids will have an even brighter future than we have had. And together, I am so incredibly proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with each of you as we fight to restore morning in America. Thank you, and God bless you.